Part 8. Meanwhile, the rest of the team were trying to get inside the door to the top secret superweapon room, but they were having trouble figuring out the code on the keypad. Okay, try 0000. Try 1234. Now try 4321. Try 1-800-OPEN. I don't know. Chuck, what's your birthday? Oh, nothing's working! Then some of the Eagle Guards chattering to each other can be heard. Oh no, someone's coming! Quick, hide! Harvey walked forward but clumsily ran into some flammable oil barrels and he fell to the ground over one of them. Ouch! Crystal and Talon hid behind some of the barrels. 2 Eagle Guards, Brad and Carl, can be seen approaching. There's an eagle nearby! There's an eagle nearby! There's an eagle near... Zach managed to turn off the device. Harvey spied over the barrels as Brad used his key card to open the door for Carl. All right, you get started on the lockdown sequence. I'm going to hit the John. Yes, sir. And Brad walked away to the bathroom as he put the key card back on his belt. We gotta get that key card. How? And so Harvey went inside the bathroom while Brad was taking a whiz. Harvey slowly walked sideways up to a bathroom stall next to Brad and then went a bit too fast and planted his head on the wall. Brad strained himself, cleared his throat, then went back to his business. Okay, Courtney, get that card. Courtney tried to move the arm towards Brad's belt, but it repeatedly hit one of the dividers. There's something in the way. Brad was beginning to get annoyed. Chuck, what's going on down there? Chuck opened the zipper in Harvey's belly and took a peek. There's a divider in the way. Harvey stood up straight as Brad looked more uncomfortable. Maybe it's on the other side. But then Harvey began to creak as he started to bend over backwards. The rest of the ABKs and the 3 piglets held onto the sides of the costumes as tightly as they could. Okay, hold on. Still leaning far back, Harvey sidestepped around Brad to the other stall on the other side of Brad, who was becoming even more annoyed. Pretend to pee-pee. So Chuck, having a bottle of water with him, began spitting out water from his mouth. This made Brad more annoyed than ever. Then silly Chuck gargled the water, started spitting like a sprinkler, and sprayed water wildly around. Brad growled in frustration. Then he pressed the toilet handle as it flushed and he began to leave. Oh no, he's leaving! Chuck, get that card! Chuck reached out and grabbed the key card before it was out of his reach. I got it! But the card was attached to a retractable string attached to Brad's belt. Chuck frantically tried to yank it free and even tried biting it off with his teeth, but he lost his grip. The key card went flying towards Brad and hit him on the back of his head. Oh! His head hit the sink, then hit a bathroom door, and he slid across the floor, yelling as he tried not to fall. Whoa! Leonard and Chuck watched with wide eyes. Brad's head smashed into one of the bathroom stalls, and then he slid on the door, completely knocked out, with only 2 teeth left, 2 black eyes, and his beak bent. Chuck and Leonard just blinked. Yeah, I'm just gonna... He took the card. Boop. Then Harvey left the bathroom, accidentally stepping on Brad in the process. From outside... Well, mates, did you get it? Yeah, we got it all right. He sheepishly who held up the card. "Oh, good! Thank goodness! Now come on, let's hurry!" And the two eaglets led the way with the team in the Harvey suit following close behind. Meanwhile, on their own little adventure, the hatchlings and May, with the 3 eggs, were all asleep on a large leaf they had used like a boat. The leaf boat soon came to a shoreline. Zoe slowly began to wake up and then instantly went wide awake when she saw the shoreline, thinking they made it back to Bird Island.
"We're home! We're home, everybody! Yay! We made it back!"
They then all kissed the sand. They danced around in celebration, making sand angels, and even rolled around in the sand.
"Oh, we missed you so much, Bird Island!"
Bird Island? The 3 hatchlings and May all looked up in surprise. There in front of them were 3 green piglets. They had the same eye colors as the hatchlings. Their names were Oliver, who had green eyes, Isla, who had blue eyes, and Sophie, who had brown eyes.
"This is Piggy Island, sillies. Bird Island is way over there."
She pointed to Bird Island some distance away.
"Oh."
Zoe frowned angrily, knowing they were on the wrong island. A ship's horn blared loudly as it emitted what Zoe said. Sam, Vivi, May, and the 3 piglets couldn't believe what they had just heard. Back at Eagle Island Base, the team made it through the door. "Ha ha! We're in!" Oh my goodness gravy. They saw the super weapon was a huge cannon. So that's what it looks like. "I want to see!" Chuck got off the pedals and climbed up the others. Wait, Chuck, just hold on! I just want to see! Chuck was climbing about so much it made the Harvey costume move about like it was doing a dance. Ahem! Harvey tilted his head a bit to Axel. He looked very stern. Axel did. Uh-oh.
"Help, Daddy, I don't like this."
Axel cracked his knuckles as his hand curled into a fist. Chuck and Leonard looked scared. Oh, snap. Oh, no. Zach shut his eyes. Axel set down his ice spear and then he smiled as he began to break dance. While music from Axel F plays, and then Axel pointed to Harvey, indicating it's his turn. What's happening? I think he's challenging us to a breakdance battle?
Oh, well, go on, Harvey.
Yeah, show 'em what you got. The Axel F music continued on playing as Harvey does his own breakdance. And then Courtney popped out of Harvey's rear. Courtney ran back as she went back inside of Harvey's rear. Axel was surprised at first, then he turned his hat backwards. Oh, it's on! Then all the other Eagle Guards joined in the breakdance battle, all doing the exact same dance moves. Crystal's eyes went wide with bewilderment.
Well, now, that was sudden.
Talk about a flash mob. What's happening? Leonard was moving his head to the music. Looks like a little popping and locking. A little what? Chuck looked out of Harvey's belly again. Chuck gasped as he looked at all the Eagle Guards still doing breakdancing until he looked up to see Hank holding Silver and an unconscious Red in his hands with Debbie.
Hey, handsome.
Hey. Take those two and put 'em on ice. But fear not, dear readers/listeners. Fortunately, Indigo, Fuchsia, and Marcus had managed to escape from Hank before he or any of the other guards had a chance to grab them as well. Chuck gasped in horror at the sight of his sister and his friend in trouble. Then he looked down further below them and saw Indigo, Fuchsia, and Marcus climbing through an air vent in the wall and into the air ducts unseen by the eagles. They got rid of my sister! And Indigo, Marcus, and Fuchsia might be next! We gotta go! But the super weapon! That's my sister, mister! And my nephew is out there! And I'm gonna save them! Then he pedaled very fast. Chuck, slow down! Slow down! Stop! It caused Harvey's legs to run in place at a swift pace, and as a result, the whole costume fell apart, exposing the team. But the Eagle Guards were still too busy doing their breakdance moves with their eyes closed to even notice them. Crikey! Let's get out of here! So the team and the two eagle fledglings all nervously backed away from the dancing guards. With a slide of the key card, the doors opened, and they were out of the superweapon room as the doors closed shut with a bang.